What's going on, everybody? My name is Mihran Kirakosian and welcome back to another tutorial with Poppin John. Today we are going to focus on the lean. This is a very popular step. I'm sure you've already seen it. Before we get started, if this is your first time on the channel and you have not subscribed, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell to get notified on all the releases. Also, leave your comments in the comment box. Let us know what else you would like to see on this channel. Let's get started. What's up, everybody? Poppin John here. I want to thank MihranTV for having me. Today I'm going to be breaking down the lean, bam, the MJ lean, all right? Seen Michael Jackson do it, a lot of dancers do it. I do it all the time in my dance, and I'm going to give you guys some of the secret details that really help this illusion pop and make it look crazy, okay? Remember that the logo behind me is flipped. That's because this video is mirrored, so you guys can follow along like you're looking in the mirror. So first, one thing is how to get into this move is a big part of the illusion, all right? So if you just try to like lean forward, a lot of times you don't get the illusion that you're searching for, all right? So the way I jump into this move is I start with a pivot, okay? So I'm taking my 2 feet and they're faced one direction, and I'm kind of tightening up my legs a little bit, and I'm pivoting on my heels, okay? See that? Pointed out one direction, and I'm gonna kind of like tighten up my legs, and I'm gonna pivot on the heel. Boom. Okay, so I almost like pick up my toes just a little bit above the ground to where they can kind of like skim over the ground. And a big key to this move is after this pivot, I'm kind of like leaned back a little bit. So I'm back on my heels, all right? So this makes the move way more dynamic, not just like I'm going forward a little bit like this. This pivot, see how I'm kind of leaned back here? Now there's so much movement there. You know, that really looks like I'm leaning a lot farther than going from standing straight up to the lean, okay? Another thing that I'm thinking about is keeping my body completely straight up and down, like really rigid and flat. I don't want to have a bend in my waist. Okay, I don't want my knees to be bent. I'm really, really trying to like, you know, keep everything as straight as possible, all right? So we have this pivot, my body's back, kind of like on my heels, not too far like this, but just like I have my weight back on my heels. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring my body forward, boom, all the way to where this front foot is like digging into the ground with its toes, okay? My toes are really like gripping the ground to try to like push back that weight to keep my balance, okay? Because if I don't do that, if I don't push my toes into the ground, then my body will start to bend like this, okay? So I almost have like my hips flex forward to where this happens, okay? So I have this pivot, boom, to the side, bam. Okay, I'm a little bit back on my heels. I'm gonna bring everything forward and straight, flat, okay? Boom. Okay, so basically I have almost all of my weight on this leg, okay? And I have my toes digging into the ground to really push back to keep my balance, okay? This back leg can almost come off the ground, okay? But the illusion is that both feet are stuck to the ground, and I basically stretch that leg to where my foot stays flat on the ground, all right? You really have to stretch that heel down to where it looks like you're still standing up on the ground with both feet, okay? So I'm actually stretching my heel down to the ground to keep the illusion like my body's just doing this, okay? Because if this foot comes off the ground, the illusion's gone, all right? So you really wanna make it look like both feet are just kinda like stuck to the ground, bam, and then boom, see, I'm stretching that leg down, okay? But I have all of my weight on this leg. See that? I can pick this leg up, right? I have everything forward, and I'm really trying to stay flat and tight, all right? I don't want to have this bend. I really want to like dig my feet into the ground, okay? That's a really big part of this move, is like I'm pushing with my toes into the ground to push back on my weight, okay? So the whole point is the pivot, boom, I'm a little bit back, and then I push forward, and then that's where I kind of like slow the lean down until that's as far as I can go without losing my balance, okay? So I have this pivot, bam, and then I'm going forward, and I'm digging my toes into the ground, all right? I have my legs locked, okay? And this leg is stretched to where my heel like still is on the ground. You don't want that heel to come off the ground because then the illusion's gone. See how once I bend my leg, it doesn't look like anything anymore, okay? So it's all about this, pivot, forward, all right? And it's the same thing on both sides. If I'm starting on this side, I can pivot to this side, and then all my weight's gonna go on this foot that's in the front. Boom, and this one's gonna stretch down. Okay, you really wanna focus on everything being straight, all right? And then you can start to kind of play with your range of motion. This is me going as far as I can go just before I have to take a step, all right? So I'm here, forward, and then you can start to play with coming back, okay? And really like feel the range of motion that you have, okay? Bam, right here. Right, I'm digging my toes into the ground to really, really keep my balance. And I got my kind of hips tight, flexed to keep everything straight, all right? So, another thing is how to get out of this move, okay? So I have a specific way to get out of this move. There's two different versions that I'm gonna teach you guys. So one is we're getting into the move, bam, the lean, all right? One way to get out is I kind of create an imaginary wall right here, like miming. So I'm really kind of focused on putting an illusion out here where I'm touching a wall, and then I'm gonna push on that wall, and that's gonna bring the lean back, okay? So I have this pivot, boom, I'm back, come forward, I hit the lean, and then I grab the wall, and I push off the wall, okay, to bring me back to straight up. And all I'm doing with my feet is I'm really pushing in, and then I just give it just enough to get out of the move, all right? That one's a little bit more difficult to keep your balance here because I'm really struggling. I'm really like pushing my toes into the ground. And now I'm thinking about this illusion up here to push back and finally take that tension off the leg, all right? So that's one way to get out of this move. In, boom, lean, wall, out, okay? So really, I really feel like I'm pushing on a wall, okay? I stretch my arms out, see that? Boom, and then I'm off into something else. So that's a really good way while you're like freestyling. You're like dancing, bang, and then whoop, get into the move, push back, and then back into something else, okay? All right, another way to get out of this move is pivot, I'm back, boom, and this way you really can push your body until the moment that you have to take a step. So this is where I get the biggest lean out of this move, is because I push myself as far as I can go, and then I take a step out of it. So it looks like this. I go, boom, I lean as far as I can go, and then I take 2 steps. Okay, so I go here, lean. So see how I go past the moment where I can come back like just with my feet, and I actually have to take a step forward or I'll fall over, okay? So this is how you can get into this move, hit the lean, and then you're taking a step with that back leg, and then a step with the front leg, okay? And what I do is I send a body wave up and out the arms. So it looks like this. It goes boom, forward, and then I'm gonna go boom, boom, wave, arms. Check this out. Okay, so you can really kind of see that like the spacing in between the moves. Okay, you really see the pivot, the lean, the walk, and the wave, all right?
But I'm really like taking my time with each of those positions. I don't just go, okay, or it's gone. You don't really see that lean. You have to really push it as far as you can go and like fight it. And then the moment that you have to take the step is when you walk into that wave, okay? And yeah, it takes time. Really focus on slowing those movements down, okay? You don't want it to be super fast because it takes the illusion away. It's not as impressive if you're just leaning forward and doing that. You really have to fight with your feet to keep your balance. Boom, forward. I have all my weight on that front foot. Bang, and I'm pushing, and I'm stretching that leg down, okay? And then I go a little bit farther, and then I have to take that step. And then this leg brings that wave up, woof, out. All right? So, pivot brings you in. You can do the wall to get out, or you can do the pivot, bang, step, step, wave. All right? All right, guys, I'm going to demonstrate a couple of ways to get in and out of this move, and see how when you're freestyling, you can use these transitions to jump in and out. All right, here we go. So, I hope you guys are having fun. I hope you guys are learning. Remember to kind of like chop these different moves up. Make sure you're hitting those positions and practicing in the mirror where you can see everything straight. That's the best way that I learned how. So, takes time, guys. Takes a lot of practice. Poppin John here. Thanks MihranTV for having me. Peace.
Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial by Poppin John. Keep working on that lean until you get it nice and smooth. If you want more information about Poppin John, I'm going to put all of his social media links in the description box. If this is your first time on this channel and you have not subscribed, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell to get notified on all the releases. Also, leave your comments in the comment box. Let us know what else you would like to see on this channel. I'll see you guys on the next one.